everybody, welcome back to the channel today. Happy Sunday. Welcome to all my new subscribers and welcome back to those who have been subscribed for some time now. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am bringing to you, as you can tell by the title, another Cami review. This time it is for the True Bias Ogden Cami, and this is one that I just recently featured, and if you have not seen the video, I will put it up here in the new plus size pattern release video that I did. I highlighted, I believe it was 10 different plus size patterns that I was excited about that was newly released in June and July. And this was one of them. This actually was gifted to me by a subscriber. And so I was happy to give it a try and see, because I know there was so much excitement around the Ogden for a very long time. And so I was like, okay, they have extended sizing, so let me go ahead and give it a try. But first of all, housekeeping. All right, so I initially was supposed to have on the top, but I just came back from taking a lot of pictures and doing some recording, and which includes the look I have on, which I cannot tell you about, but trust me, stay tuned. For next week Sunday, I have a review for you, and I will be talking about this look. But anyway, so let's jump right into it. And actually, let me get some water too. Okay, so as I said, this is the Ogden Cami by True Bias, which has been extended in sizing. And so let me just tell you a little bit about the sizing. So the new sizing includes a D cup, and it goes all the way, it starts from a size 14 and goes up to a 30. And so for the chest measurement is 41.5 inches up to 57.5 inches. So you do have quite a bit of room there to do some grading. Now, although it does come in a D cup, you all know I've said this many a times, does not necessarily mean, depending on the size of your breast, that's going to automatically work for you. Some of us measure out higher than just D. For bras and things, I'm in a G. When I do bras, is usually, when I make a bras run, that H cup somewhere around in there, I in some situations. So depending on where you measure in your bust area will determine if you still need to do any full bust adjustment. But again, I've said this before, I highly suggest grading between sizes and doing your tweak that way, as opposed to worrying about a full bust adjustment. Plus, the fit of this particular Cami is very loose fitting. It's not tight fitting and it doesn't appeal to me, at least in my opinion, appear to me to be as boxy as the original version. It does have a little bit of curvature on the pattern piece, just slightly, so it's not just straight up and down, which is really nice. And so yeah, I would definitely say play with the sizing. You can always do a muslin. I chose not to do a muslin. As you all know, I've just made a couple Cami types pieces, and so I pretty much figure, you know what, I think I'll be fine with this. Now, there are a couple things I would change about the pattern, or I would adjust. I should say I wouldn't change. There's nothing about the pattern I would change, but I would adjust a couple things. First of all, it does say this is made for a height of 5.5 inches in height, 5 feet 5 inches, I should say, in height. The seam allowance is a 1/2 inch seam allowance, so if you need to take something in, especially with that tweaking, keep that in mind, because you do get a 1/2 inch seam allowance. You can always, you know, tweak that if you need to. And so there is going to be a very quick review. But first, let me also say, for those in my last couple videos, people have been mentioning that you've been missing the pop-up of some of my videos. You've been missing them. Make sure you hit the bell as well, and also click on, you want to be notified of all videos. And so hopefully that'll help in fixing any issues and making sure that you do catch the videos that I do put up every week. So what I will say is that for the Cami, I have it here. Let me just share with you actually the fabric. And then we'll go into the instructions. The fabric that I chose is this beautiful, and when I say beautiful, I want some more of this fabric relatively soon. I use this beautiful viscose linen noil. Let me try to hold it up so you can kind of see the color. You can kind of see the texture. This is a viscose linen noil, and this is in the color chestnut. This is what I picked up from You Fine Fibers. I'll just leave a link to the fabric store down below. But I decided to do some color blocking. So I picked up, this is the chestnut, and the back is in a chocolate. And so I had enough to do all the front in one and all the back in a different color, but I thought it would just be fun to do some color blocking. And the back facing is the same as the front, and the back here, this is the back, and the front facing is the same as the back. And so I just thought that was nice. It has bust darts, so you can tell which is the front, which is the back. So that is one thing I'll mention. You might not be able to see them as well, but they do have bust darts. As with the other camis I have made, I have had to lengthen this. That's one consistent theme. And speaking of which, I will have a video coming up on Wednesday that will compare the Seymour Clark, the Muna and Broad Nullarbor cami, as well as the Ogden cami, and I'll kind of give you my take on all three. For those who are looking to get a cami pattern, which one you think might work best for you, or different things of that nature, stay tuned for Wednesday. That is coming up. So back to the cami. You can tell the front from the back because the front has bust darts. I said I needed to lengthen this. I found, like I said, with all of them, I've had to lengthen. And according to my notes, I had to lengthen I'm 5'7", and so I had to lengthen this cami 4.5 inches. So if I did not, this thing would have really been hitting up around my waist. And so, yeah. I find that, I don't know why all the camis, every cami I've made, I've had to lengthen about that much. And again, maybe it's just because of the height, but the height for this pattern is only 5'5", and I'm 5'7". So, but I still had to lengthen it by 4.5 inches. And so this fabric though, I absolutely love. The drape is nice and cool. It drapes and moves so beautifully, and it sews up beautifully. The only thing I did not lengthen were the facing pieces. I found the facing pieces hit just fine for me. You might find you need to lengthen the facing pieces, or if you are a person that don't like facing pieces, again, like I've said for my other cami I just did, you can always choose to do bias binding and skip the whole facing situation altogether. But I found the drape just fine for that facing piece. I like the way it hits. I just like I'm gonna turn this inside out. I just really like the flow of this. It does cover my bra strap. I will pop up some pictures in the video here too shortly, so you can see what I'm talking about. But let me see, the sides, this an adjustment I would need to make is bringing this up, because I like the way it fits, say here, you know, covering up my bra strap, but here, see how this cups right under? The Ogden cami drops down a little bit. And did I tell you the size? I cut out a size 26. So the size was fine. However, the adjustments I can make is lifting this up. And in the picture, you'll see I have on a more tight, like a Rebecca Page strappy cami. I have on the cami like that underneath this, just because the back, and I actually knew this and just totally forgot when I made it up. The back is about as low as the front. And so not my entire bra, but 90% of my bra was showing in the back, and so that's why I put on the have the strappy cami on, so you can see, which I know kind of defeats the purpose in wearing something like this. You don't want to have to wear something underneath it, but I'm totally fine. For me, a strappy cami works under something like this because it covers the bra area that was showing, and plus covers up the back, so I'm totally fine with that. And I love, did I say how much I love this fabric? It just drapes so beautifully. So let me turn this inside out. The instructions I found so super easy, not complicated at all. And I'll do a comparison of the 3 different camis I've done. You'll see that video on Wednesday. But I found that the instructions were super easy. This is another one of those where you can just really kind of crank out quite a few. Scrap busting, you do, this here calls for 2 yards depending on your size, and I did a 26, so well, based on how I cut my fabric, because I did the color blocking, it worked out a little differently, but I would say at least 2 to 2.5 yards. I would say 2.5 yards to be on the safe side. 2.5 yards. But here's the inside. So this is the front, and so the front I did the chocolate facing, as you can tell. So I like that. And then this is the back. In the back I did the the chestnut facing. So, and I turned under the hems twice, so you know you have a clean finish on the edge. Of course it is with the facing, you have the clean neckline, straps clean off very well that way. And also for the inside, let me just show you, you do kind of stitch in a ditch to hold the side facing pieces down, but I just use serger thread on the inside. But then I turned under the bottom hem, as you can tell. I turned under the bottom hem for a clean finish that way, but I just serged the sides, which was fine, because that's pretty much the only seams you will see on the inside is that section. But yeah, that is it. Very easy and quick make, and I'm so happy I finally got a chance to make it up so I can have my own personal experience with it. But like I said, the only adjustment I would make, the size is fine. I would just adjust the back to be higher, so this back neckline, and you can just, that's easy to do, just to raise, do that on the pattern piece, to raise that up so it's covering more of your bra strap. And then for me it'll be just as easy, so with my bra strap on the side is raised, I would need to kind of grade this out here. Oop, it's not staying, but you know, add more coverage there so I'm not showing, because it shows a lot of my bra. So that's basically it. That's all I have to say. I absolutely love it, and yes, every time I wear it I will wear that my strappy cami underneath, just to hide my bra that I'm wearing. But yeah, I absolutely love it. You all know I love strappy camis, and you also know I love tanks, and so just so good to wear, and especially hot, because it's hot here in Texas, even though we have a little bit of overcast today. Oh, one of the things I do want to mention, I find that with the others that that you saw the videos for, I did have to shorten the straps by quite a bit. I took about 4.5 inches off the straps. That area for me from front to back is really short, really short. Let me just look at my notes, make sure I didn't leave anything off. So far as how long it took, maybe an hour and a half, about an hour and a half tops, I would say, once it's all cut out. And that's sewing from start to finish. Maybe an hour and a half, depending on the type of fabric that you're working with. And again, that was my first time making it. I don't necessarily see it taking almost that long the next time I make it, but like I said, the next time I'm just going to make those couple slight adjustments, but other than that, it drapes fine. It's not completely boxy. It has just a little bit of curvature, just enough where it's not boxy. It is cut on the fold, it's not cut on the bias. So that was one of the things that I was thinking about when I was sewing it up. I was like, oh, this is not cut on the bias, because you know, the seam where Clark and the Moon and Broad Nullarbor were cut on the bias. This is not. And so, and it still had really nice draping. So hopefully I've been popping up the video and pictures to show you how was looking. But yeah, I am happy with it. I am happy with it. So yeah, that's it. If you have any questions, definitely leave them down in the comment section below. Stay tuned. Like I said, for Wednesday, I will have a video doing a comparison of the Ogden Cami against the Moon and Broad Nullarbor Cami against the Seam Work Clark. So yeah, that will be fun. So yeah, other than that, that is it. And definitely stay tuned for next week Sunday, because that's when I'll be talking about the look that I have on today. So all right, everybody, you all have a fantastic, blessed start to your week, and we will see you on Wednesday. Bye.